Hello, hello, my lovely YouTube yoga friends. If you're new around here, then welcome. I am Amy and I will be your yoga teacher for the day. And if you are one of the fabulous people who is here all the time, then thank you so much for coming back. So this is going to be a mandala flow. So rather than just using the usual front and back of our mat, we're going to be taking ourselves all around in circles. You might get a bit lost, you might get a bit confused, but it's all part of the fun. This is also going to be a wrist-free flow, so not putting any weight on our hands and our wrists. This is perfect if you've got any injuries with your upper body at the moment, if you just feel like a change from planks, chaturangas, down dogs, or if you just feel like challenging your brain and your body to move through some unusual transitions. So if you are not already subscribed to my channel, please do take a second to just hit that subscribe button so that you can flow with me again in the future. And of course, any likes and comments are very much appreciated. We will begin today in hero pose. So sitting with our shins on the mat, your bum resting down on your heels. If this pose is not comfortable for you, then you can prop yourself on a block or a cushion, or just come to any version of a comfortable seat that works for you. Eyes can be open or they can be softly closed. And just take a moment to check in with your posture, stacking the head over the heart, over the hips, finding one nice long line of energy from the crown of the head to the tip of the tailbone. Tucking the chin in ever so slightly to find some length down the back of the neck. Letting the shoulders soften down away from the ears, shoulder blades drawing down and back. Finding space across the chest. Lifting up through both sides of the waist, through the entire front and back side of the body. Take a moment to feel into the parts of the body that are connected to the earth, grounding you into this space, into this moment. If you have not already, then I will invite you to start to breathe in and out through your nose. And take a moment to observe the quality of your breathing. No right or wrong answers, just noticing if the breath is shallow or deep, if it's fast or slow, if it's travelling all the way into the belly, or if it's getting stuck a bit higher up in the chest. And by taking a moment to notice the breath, you might find that it naturally starts to change, and maybe it becomes a bit deeper, a bit slower, and a bit smoother. Feeling the belly filling up with air on every inhale, from top to bottom, left to right, front to back. And finding a slight engagement on each exhale, pushing out every last drop of air, making space for the next breath to begin. Once again, check in with your posture. You might find that after a few moments sitting here, you're starting to slouch and round and get a bit lazy. Can you find that integrity once again, lifting up, finding that perfect balance of engagement and relaxation? Two more deep breaths here. Now, if you chose something other than hero pose, come and meet us here. Shins on the mat, bum on the heels. If the hands are not on the knees, then bring them there, spreading through the fingers. As you breathe in, pull the heart through towards the front of the mat, and as you breathe out, round the spine towards the back. Deep breath in, lift the chest. Deep breath out, round. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rounding. Lifting the chest, drawing the shoulders down and back, and then drawing the chin in towards the chest, rounding through the spine. Keep it flowing. One movement, moving seamlessly straight into the other. Inhaling to open, exhaling to close everything in. 2 more. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Last time, fill those lungs, empty those lungs. Come back through centre. Inhale, sweep both arms up overhead. Exhale, bring either the right fingertips, the right hand, down to the right hand side of the mat. Take a big side stretch over to the right, opening up through the left side body. Send a big deep breath into the left rib, the left lung. And exhale, maybe take the side stretch a little bit deeper. Take another deep breath in, and then as you breathe out, bring the left hand to the outside edge of the right knee, bring the right fingertips out behind, maybe you wiggle the right hand around for the left hip or the left inner thigh. As you breathe in, reach the crown of the head even taller up to the sky, and as you breathe out, take the twist a little bit deeper. Deep breath in, sweep both arms all the way up overhead, and deep breath out, take a side stretch over to the other side. Being careful not to totally collapse into the left side body, finding some length through both sides of the waist, keeping the right shoulder in line with the right hip. One more deep breath in, stretch even further, and then deep breath out, right hand to the outside of the left knee, left fingertips out behind or reaching around for that right hip. Fill the lungs, lift the chest and empty the lungs, take it a little bit deeper. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Start to lift the hips off the heels just so that you can tuck under all 10 toes. If I didn't mention it before, I think I did, but if I didn't, we want to be at the back of our mat right now. So in toes pose at the back of the mat. You can use the fingertips to help you tuck under all 10 toes, making sure they're all in contact with the mat, and then just take a little moment to wiggle around from side to side, spreading the weight from one side to the other. I like to do this to intensify the stretch in each toe as I wiggle my way from side to side rather than just staying in one place. On your next breath in, sweep both arms up and breathe out. Cactus the arms, draw the elbows into the ribs. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, twisting open to the right hand side. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up. Deep breath out, twist open to the left. One more time through that little sequence. Fill the lungs, reach the fingertips high, and empty the lungs as you cactus the arms and lift the chest. Deep breath in, arms up. Deep breath out, twist to the right. Inhale, reaching for the sky, maybe gaze up towards the fingers, and breathe out, twisting open to the other side. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands through heart center. Start to lift the knees off the mat and drop the heels down onto the mat, either with the fingertips for support or without using the hands. You can bring the hands into Kali Mudra, so interlacing the fingers but pointing the 2 index fingers straight out ahead. Now bring the knees back to the mat, lift the heels, reach the arms up and overhead, open through the chest, and then exhale, lift the knees, drop the heels, round everything in. We'll go through that a few more times. So inhale, drop the knees, lift the heels, lift the chest. Exhale, lift the knees. You might wobble as you make your way in, curling everything into a little ball. Deep breath in, open the chest, drop those knees. Deep breath out, round everything in, finding some mobility in the ankles and the knees here. One more time. Inhaling, lift. Exhaling, drop the heels. Now this time, start to straighten the legs, lift the hips, release the hands down towards the mat, landing in Uttanasana, forward fold. Take a moment to wiggle around here, bending and straightening, one leg at a time, and surrendering the entire upper body down towards the earth. On your next breath in, press the hands into the shins, coming up to a nice flat back, imagining like you're balancing a set of teacups on your back, one on your neck, one on your upper back, one on your lower back, and you want to be like a nice solid table, not letting them fall off. Take another deep breath in here, reach the chest even further forward, and breathe out, release back down into your fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, release. One more time. Fill the lungs as you come up to a nice long spine, and empty the lungs as you descend back into your fold. Bring the left fingertips or the left hand down towards the earth, in right underneath your face. Bend the left knee, straighten the right knee, sweep the right arm all the way up to the sky. You can bring the right hand into a fist and start to take some circles with that right wrist if that feels good for you. Inhale, reach the right fingertips even higher. Exhale, option to bring that right hand around to the left inner thigh, coming into a bind. You can be gazing down at the mat, to the side or up to the sky, whatever feels best on your neck. Inhale, unravel, sweep the right arm up. Exhale, bring the right hand down in between your face. Bend the right knee, straighten the left. Inhale, sweep the left arm all the way up to the sky. Once again, option to take those circles with the left wrist. Inhale, extend, imagine like you're trying to grab a piece of fruit from a tree, and then exhale, bring that left hand for the right inner thigh, just an option to take that bind. I'll be giving lots of options for binds throughout the class today, but every single one of them is optional, so just take the ones that work for you. Inhale, sweep that left arm back up. Exhale, come back down, Uttanasana. Start to walk the toes out towards the edges of the mat, toes point out, heels point in, and then drop the hips down in between the heels, Malasana. You can bring the hands to interlace at heart center or just press them together and take a little moment to wiggle around, shifting the weight from one side to another, feeling into the hips, and finding that dynamic opposition with the elbows and the knees pressing in towards one another. On your next breath in, sweep the left arm down, right arm up, option to stay here or to take a bind around that left leg, opening through the chest and the shoulders. Take a deep breath in and breathe out, come back through center. Inhale, sweep the right arm down, left arm up, and then maybe take a bind around that right leg. Unravel. On your next exhale, come back through centre. If you've got the elbows on the knees, then let's release them, finding the strength in the hips and the legs to hold us in this position. Now bring the right hand to the left shoulder, left hand to the right shoulder, and slowly start to press your way up to standing, finding that strength in the legs. Maybe give the hips a little wiggle as you get to the top, and then just as slowly lower yourself all the way back down into your Malasana. As soon as you get to the bottom, start to lift yourself all the way back up. See if I can get to the top before you. Can you go slower than I can? Once you get to the top, you've guessed it, lowering ourselves all the way back down. Finding the pace that challenges you, but that feels manageable. We don't want to wear our legs out too early on in the practice. Let's go for 2 more. Hopefully you're not hating me too much right now if I've got your legs absolutely burning, but worth it to find a little bit of strength in the legs. Okay, 1 more time, lowering ourselves down into our Malasana, and then pressing ourselves all the way back up into our Tadasana. Release the hands down by the sides, bring the toes so they're pointing forwards, feet are at hip width apart. On your next breath in, sweep both arms up to the sky as you draw the right knee up and in towards the chest. Even though the fingers are reaching to the sky, we still want to soften the shoulders down towards the earth. Start to take some circles with that right ankle in both directions. Imagining like your big toe is a paintbrush and you're trying to paint a little circle in the air in front of you. Now start to take some big circles with that right knee. So now your knee is the paintbrush. Making sure to go in both directions. And now straighten that leg straight out in front of you. Your leg might not be as high up as mine, that's totally okay. Start to take some circles with that foot, making them as big as you can. Switching directions. And then lift that leg straight back up. Big transition. We're going to step all the way into a Skandasana at the top of the mat, bending into the right leg. So take a huge step, bend into that right leg, drop the hips down by the right heel, fingertips either reach to the sky, come to heart center, or rest down on the mat. On your next breath in, sweep the right fingertips down, left fingertips up, just like we were in our Malasana. The option is to take a bind around that right leg. Totally just an option. If you've got the bind, release it, bring the arms straight up overhead if that feels good. And now another big move, we're going to launch off that right leg, finding the power to send ourselves into a crescent lunge on the left leg. So spinning all the way to face the back of the mat, bending into the left knee, reaching the arms up overhead. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms up, and as you breathe out, dip that right knee down, cactus the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cactus dip. Inhale, reach, extend. Exhale, cactus. Let's go for 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, cactus. 1 more time. Inhale, lift. Exhale, cactus. Now inhale, come back to your strong high crescent lunge, and then exhale, bring the hands to heart center, launch yourself onto that left leg, come into a standing split. Fingertips can come down onto the mat for support, or you can bring the hands around that left ankle for a little bit of an extra challenge. Bend that right heel in towards the right glute. Start to take some big circles with that right knee. Switch direction of the circles. And then draw that heel back towards the glute. Bring the left hand to grab the big toe side of that right foot, either with the right fingertips on the mat or bringing the right hand towards heart center. Bend into that left knee. Bring the right knee to tap the back of the left calf. Inhale, straighten that leg. Exhale, tap it down. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, tap it down. Let's go for 3 more. Inhaling to straighten. Exhale, Jiva squat. 2 more. Straighten the leg. Tap that knee in. Oh, my legs are burning. Last time. Tap that leg in. Now release the grip on that right foot. Straighten the right toes towards the back of the mat. Well, what's now the back of the mat? It was the front before. Reach the right fingertips down. Reach the left fingertips up. Revolved half moon. Right fingertips can come down onto the earth. Upper body is twisted to the left. Find a micro bend in that left knee. Hold, hold, hold. And now take a huge step back with the right foot. Keep the upper body twisted to the left. So we're in a twisted crescent lunge. Inhale, find the reverse warrior. Pause here for an extra moment. Feeling that stretch in the right side body. And as you exhale, unwind all the way to the right. Come into goddess pose. Toes point out, heels point in. Sink the hips down towards the earth. Inhale, sweep both arms up, straighten through the legs. Exhale, sink it back down. Deep breath in, reach the arms up. Deep breath out, sink it down. One more time. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sink it down and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now straighten those legs. Put all of your weight into your left foot. And the little challenge is to hop your way into tree pose on the left leg without using your hands. So lift the right leg off the mat. Can you find the balance? And then can you bring the right foot either to the left inner thigh, the left calf, the left ankle, just avoiding that knee. So facing out to the side in our tree pose, which is different from usual. I feel like we'd usually be facing the front of the mat, but we're changing our perspective in today's practice. So holding our tree pose for a few breaths. You can take whatever arm variation works for you. You can experiment with closing your eyes. Maybe you just soften the gaze slightly for a little extra challenge. And take this moment of stillness to notice your breathing. If you've got the eyes closed, then you can open them. And now another little challenge for you all is to keep the right leg in tree legs and hop 90 degrees. This is challenging my math skills. Yes, 90 degrees so that we're facing back towards the front of the mat, still with our legs in tree. Whoop! Can you do it? You might wobble, you might fall out. We're in tree, facing the front of the mat. Hold here for just an extra moment. And then release the right leg to meet the left. Give the hips a little shimmy, a little wiggle. Once again, turn the toes to point out, heels to point in. Feet are a little bit wider than hip width apart. And this time we'll bring the opposite opposite hand underneath. So we'll start off by putting the left hand on the right shoulder and the right hand on the left shoulder. Inhale, find a little bit of length. Reach the head tall. Exhale, slow motion, lower yourself down into Malasana. As you breathe in, start to straighten the legs, lift the hips, stand up tall. Exhale, lower yourself back down. Keep it moving. I think we're all going to have very achy legs tomorrow, so apologies in advance from me, but it's all good. We're getting stronger, powering ourselves through life and through yoga. Let's go for one more lower. And then press yourself all the way back up to standing. Give those hips a little wiggle. Bring the feet back to hip width apart. On your next breath in, reach the fingers up to the sky. Draw the left knee up and in towards the chest. Reaching those fingertips up softening those shoulders down, and start to take those circles with the right ankle, painting that little mini invisible circle in the air. Now start to take those circles with that left knee, switch direction, straighten that leg, either point or flex the toes as you paint those circles with that left foot, switch direction, extend that leg straight back up and take a huge step, landing in a Skandasana on the left leg at the top of the mat. Fingertips to the sky, to heart centre or down to the mat. On your next breath in, sweep the left fingertips down, right fingertips up, and then maybe you take the option of binding around that left leg, but only if you can do it while still keeping the chest nice and open and lifted, so not collapsing and rounding down. Unwind from the bind, reach the fingertips up to the sky, and then power through that left leg to launch yourself into a crescent lunge on the right leg facing the back of the mat. Inhale, reach the fingertips even higher up to the sky. Exhale, cactus dip for 5. Inhale, extend, cactus dip for 4. Inhale for 3. Exhale for 3. Inhale for 2. Exhale for 2. Last time, deep breath in and breathe out, cactus dip. Inhale, reach both arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands to heart centre and launch yourself into a standing split on that right leg. Fingertips on the mat for a bit of support, or round that right ankle for a bit of an extra challenge. Using the strength in the back of that left leg to reach it even higher up to the sky. Now bend that knee, heel drops in towards the glute. Start to take some nice big circles with that left knee. Switch direction of the circles. And then bring left heel back towards the glute. Right hand reaches for the big toe side of the foot. Using that left hand for support or bringing it to heart centre, we bend the right knee, tap the left knee to the back of the right calf. Inhale, straighten the leg. Exhale, tap it in. Inhale, extend. Exhale, tap it in for 3. Extend, tap it in for 2. One more time, deep breath in. Deep breath out, tap it in. Now straighten that right leg, release the grip on the left leg, extend the left toes towards the back of the mat. Left hand sweeps down, right hand sweeps up to the sky. Revolved half moon. Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana. Holding here. And now keep the upper body twisted to the right as you drop the left toes all the way to the back of the mat. Revolved crescent lunge. Inhale, find the reverse. And then unravel yourself into goddess facing the left hand side of the mat. Toes point out, heels point in. Bend into the knees and make sure that the knees are stacking above the ankles. Inhale, sweep both arms up. Exhale, sink it down. Fill the lungs, lift the arms, straighten the legs and empty the lungs. Slice those hands through heart centre. Few more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then straighten the legs. Put all of your weight onto your right foot. Hop the left foot off the mat and maybe you can get that left foot to the right inner thigh without using the hands, landing in a tree pose. Settling in for a few deep breaths. Taking whatever arm variation is calling to you on this side. I'm glad that my back was facing you during those goddess squats because I was not making pretty faces there. My legs are on fire. One more deep breath here in your tree. And then we've got that little challenge of hopping our way to face the front of the mat with our legs still in tree. Whoop! You might need a few little hops to get there. Oh, you might fall over like I am. No worries whatsoever. It's all part of the fun. Just take an extra little moment here in our tree and then drop that left foot to meet the right. Maybe give the legs a little shimmy shake out, letting go of any tension that you've built up throughout the practice. Give those hips a little wiggle maybe, shake the fingers, just letting go of anything that wasn't making you happy. Now bring the big toes to touch, little bit of space between the heels, bend into the knees, sweep the arms so low that the fingers graze the mat, and then sweep the arms all the way up overhead, chair pose. As you breathe in, reach the fingertips even further up overhead, and as you breathe out, sink the hips even further down towards the earth. Two more deep breaths. For our last breath, maybe come up onto your tiptoes, lift the heels off the mat, and then drop the heels. Now maybe in just one big jump, or maybe in a few little baby jumps, we're going to hop our way forward to land in chair at the front of the mat. So here we go. Whoop! Did you make it? If it took you a few attempts, absolutely no worries. Inhale, deep breath in, deep breath out, twist the left arm back, the right arm forward, open twist to the left hand side, put all your weight in the right foot, start to draw the left heel in towards the left glute, finding a balanced twist, and then take a big step back with that left foot, land in a warrior two, bending into that right leg. Gazing out over the right fingertips. On your next breath in, sweep the right arm up and over, finding the reverse warrior. Option to shimmy the left hand around to reach for the right leg, finding a half bind. And then maybe still with the bind, make your way into side angle, bringing the right hand or the right fingertips down towards the earth, or keeping that right hand hovering for a little extra challenge. Either stay here or maybe start to bring the left hand underneath that right leg, bring the right hand to meet it, taking a bind around that right leg. Like I said before, all of the binds are optional. Now maybe with the bind, maybe not, you can start to straighten that right leg, coming into a bound triangle. Making sure we're not collapsing into the right side body, finding some length through both sides of the waist. Now again, with the bind being totally optional, we're going to put our weight onto that right foot, hop that left foot in halfway. If you've got the bind, you might need to move the hands so they're closer up towards the groin, and then start to lift the left toes to hover off the mat, coming into a bound half moon. Or just coming into a classic half moon, maybe with the right fingertips hovering off the mat, or reaching around the right ankle for a little extra challenge. If you've got the bind, release it, right fingertips down, left fingertips up, classic half moon. Now start to draw the left heel in towards the left glute, Reach the left fingertips around for the big toe side of that left foot, and then start to lift yourself up into dancer. Right fingertips reach up to the sky. Kick that left foot into that left hand, opening through the chest. Kick, kick, kick. Can you kick even higher? Can you open that chest? Now release the grip on the foot and sweep both arms up overhead as you sweep the left leg through to standing staff. Once again, take those circles in the air with that left foot. Switch directions. Lift that foot back to standing staff. Deep breath in and breathe out. Cross the left ankle over the top of the right knee. Bring the hands to heart center. Bring the left elbow to the left knee. Right elbow to the sole of the left foot. Find some length through the spine, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. And now take a twist. Bring the left elbow to the sole of the left foot. Twist the upper body to the right hand side. Release the hands. Let the left ankle cross over the front of the right. Twist the upper body over to the right. Bringing the fingertips over to the right hand side. Draping the torso down over the thighs. Unravel, bring the fingertips back through centre, and then keeping the left ankle crossing over the right, bend into the knees, lower yourself down so you're in a cross-legged seat. And as soon as you get down, uncross the ankles, straighten the legs, boat pose. Fingertips reaching towards the front of the mat, legs can be bent or straight. Finding space across the chest and the shoulders here. Holding your boat pose and take it into a low boat, hovering the arms either up overhead or down by your sides, and then bring it back to boat. Low boat, hold. High boat, hold. Low boat. Try not to kick the door like I am. Oop. Back up to high boat one more time. Low boat, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up to boat pose. Hug the knees in towards the chest. Give Now straighten both legs. Start to straighten the legs. Bring the fingertips to interlace around the big toes and then start to straighten the legs. I might have to shimmy myself forward so I don't kick things and damage the house. And we're going to rock ourselves all the way back, toes come up overhead, and then can you bring yourself back up to a seated position, keeping the grip on the toes and keeping the legs straight. If you need to bend the legs to help yourself get back up, that is absolutely fine. It's just the challenge. Can you build the momentum to rock yourself back up and down with the legs straight? Oop. Keep on going. Taking some attempts. The more you try, the more success you might have. Or you might just be rolling around, not having a clue what is going on. That is absolutely fine. Let's go for one more. Hold yourself in this upright position. Legs can be bent or straight. Whew. And then release the grip on the toes. One more rock. Bear pose this time. There we go, bending deep into the legs, reaching those arms up. Inhale, reach those fingers even higher. Exhale, twist open to the right this time, sending the right fingertips back, the left fingertips forwards. Now start to hover the right toes off the mat, draw that heel in towards the glute, keeping the knees together. And then take a huge step back, landing in a warrior 2, bending into that left knee, pressing the outer edge of that right foot in towards the earth. Stacking head over heart over hips, so not travelling too far forwards or too far back, finding that nice middle ground. Inhale, find the reverse warrior, Reach the left fingertips up and over. And then the option to shimmy that right hand around for, try not to fall over, for that left thigh. Then maybe with the bind, come into your side angle. So just the half bind for now with the right hand on the left thigh. Fingertips or hand can be down on the mat, or you can have them off the mat for a little extra challenge. Then maybe you bring both hands underneath that left thigh and find the bind. My left leg is burning so much right now. If yours is too, you are not alone. Let's all straighten that left leg, either with or without the bind, for triangle pose. And then as you're ready, step that right foot in halfway, adjust the position of your hands so that you can shimmy the right foot so it's parallel, the right leg is parallel to the earth. Bound half moon. Bandha Ardha Chandrasana. If you've got the bind, release it. Right fingertips reach down, left fingertips reach all the way up to the sky. And then bend right heel in towards the right glute, reach around for the big toe side of that foot with the right hand, and then start to lift yourself up. Left fingertips reach to the sky. Whoop, right hand kicks into right foot. Maybe you fall out on the way there into dancer pose. Micro bend in that left leg, not locking the knee. And then release the grip on the foot. Sweep that leg through as you sweep both arms up to the sky and take some circles with that right leg. Switch direction. Bring that leg straight out in front of you. Hold for just a moment. And then cross left ankle over the top of the right knee. Hands come to heart center. Right elbow to right knee, left elbow to the sole of that right foot. Standing pigeon. And then bring that right elbow to the sole of the left foot, twisting to the left hand side. And then let the elbow release from the foot, cross the right ankle over the top of the left, bring the fingertips to the left hand side, twisting to the left. Unravel, bring yourself back through centre, keep the right ankle crossing over the left as you sit yourself down into a cross-legged seat. Once again, come straight into boat pose when you land down. Either bringing the knees to bent or straightening the legs fully, take some toe taps, right foot, left, right, left, right, left. Keep it flowing. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to your boat pose, legs bent or straight. Bring the hands to heart center. Tap the fingertips over to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. You get the picture. Keep it flowing from side to side. Making sure that you're twisting through the torso, not just twisting the arms. Engaging the core. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to boat pose. Maybe straighten the legs for one last time. And then hug those knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big squeeze. Now once again, Bend the knees, bring the hands or the fingers to interlace around the big toes, straighten the legs, and we get another little chant at those rocks. Rocking back, maybe with the legs straight, rocking back up, maybe with the legs straight, finding the balance for just a moment, and then taking yourself back down. Bringing it back up. You might find that the more you practice, the easier it becomes. Really got to get that momentum to bring yourself back up. Let's do one more. Kicking the door. Sounded like I was a bingo caller then. One more, kick the door. And then this time, rock yourself back, rock yourself up to a chair pose for one last time, holding for 10, 9, maybe coming up onto the toes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the heels, straighten the legs, descend down into a fold. Bending the left knee, bring the left hand down, sweep the right arm up, just like we did at the start, maybe finding the bind. Inhale, sweep the right arm up, bring it back down, left fingertips reach up, bend the right leg, maybe take the bind. Unravel yourself. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Exhale, release. Bend the knees. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands down through heart center. Bring the big toes to touch. Maybe a bit of space between the heels. Inhale, come up onto the toes, and then exhale, slowly, 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 bend into the knees, still on your tiptoes, bringing the bum down towards the heels, knees hovering off the mat for a toe balance. Check in with your posture. Are you stacking head, heart, hips? Maybe you play around with closing your eyes here. Whoa, that is definitely a big challenge. Feeling the wobbles. And then release. Drop the heels down onto the mat. Extend the legs straight out in front of you. Release the hands down by your sides. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold down over the legs. Fingertips can be down by your side. Hands can reach towards the feet, but that is totally optional. You can bend the knees if that feels good. As you draw your next breath in, draw yourself back to an upright position. Bend the right knee up and in, and then stamp the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Inhale, sweep both arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, twist to the right, either giving that right knee a little hug. Maybe you hook the left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Maybe you straighten the left arm and reach for the inside edge of that right foot. Just taking the option that enables you to keep a nice long spine, and making sure that that left leg is still nice and active, so we're not letting that leg go all floppy. For our last breath, the option is to thread the left arm underneath that right knee and then bring the right hand to meet it, finding the bind around that leg. Release, unwind, take a little baby counter twist in the other direction if you wish, and then start to bring the right foot in towards the left hip, Right knee stacks on top of left. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, once again, fold down over the legs. So we're in a half Paschimottanasana, half Gomukhasana. As you breathe in, draw yourself back upright. Straighten that right leg, maybe give the legs a little wiggle, a little shimmy before we move on to the other side. Left knee draws up and in, and then we stamp that left foot to the outside of the right knee. Deep breath in, reach both arms up. Deep breath out, twist to the left, either hugging or hooking around that foot, that knee. Noticing whether this side maybe feels different from the other side. And then for our last breath, the option is to play around with the bind, hooking underneath that left knee. Has that right leg gone floppy? Can you keep it nice and active? Unwind, take that baby counter twist over to the right, then bring that left heel in towards the right hip. Flex the right toes, deep breath in, extend, deep breath out, fold down over that leg. Maybe resting your face on that left knee like a little pillow for yourself. Take a big deep breath in as you press yourself back upright. Unwind that leg. Once again, another little shimmy shake out. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees drop out wide. Either bring the hands to the feet, to the ankles, wherever feels good. Deep breath in, lengthen. Deep breath out, descend down over your legs, Baddha Konasana. You can press the elbows into the thighs to intensify the opening in the hips. Inhale, draw yourself back upright, stamp both feet on the mat, knees point up to the sky, fingertips reach straight out in front, and then slowly lower yourself down onto your back, trying to keep a nice long spine as you go, so not totally rounding. Once you get there, hug both knees into the chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze, and just rock yourself from side to side. Come to centre, find stillness, and just notice the movement of your breath. Your body might be still, but your breath is always in flow. Can you feel the breath moving the thighs away from you? So pushing the belly into the legs, filling it up with so much breath that it pushes the knees away from you. and then release the grip on the legs. Let yourself fall into any version of Shavasana. It can be the traditional classic Shavasana shape. Maybe you take a Supta Baddha Konasana. Maybe you take a constructive rest pose with the knees at the feet at the edges of the mat and the knees dropping in. Maybe you've got a bolster or some cushions or a blanket that you want to grab to make things extra cozy. I'll invite you to tuck the chin into the chest ever so slightly to find some length down the back of the neck. To shimmy the shoulder blades in towards one another, creating space across the chest. And to lengthen the tailbone down towards the heels, finding some length down through the entire spine. Maybe bring one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly, connecting you to your heartbeat and to your breathing. And reminding yourself that if you are struggling to find stillness, that even in stillness there is movement as we breathe, as the blood flows throughout our body, as electrical impulses travel throughout our brain, throughout our body, throughout our nerves. If your mind is wandering off down some twisty tale, some wild path, some strange thought pattern, just gently nudge it back into the present moment, gently guiding it back to your body, to your breath, to your mat. Three more deep breaths. As you are ready, start to bring some gentle movement back to the body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes, maybe circling the ankles and the wrists, maybe taking a big stretch up overhead, taking a moment to listen to your body and finding out what movement it is calling for right now. And then slowly make your way back to a seated position, whatever position feels comfortable. We'll seal our practice with 3 deep releasing breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, make some noise. 2 more deep breath in, sigh it out. 1 more time, inhale, exhale. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I would be so happy if you could leave a comment with anything that you thought about this video and with any requests for future videos. Of course, don't forget to like this video. It lets me know that you enjoyed it and that I should make more like it in the future. And of course, like I said at the start, if you are not already subscribed, then please do so that you can practice with me again, hopefully very soon. Sending you lots of love and hoping that you have a wonderful day.